Welcome to Satchel Ford Elementary School. My name is Matthew Scangel and I'm the principal of our school. We've been at ABC School for over 20 years. We're very proud of the work we've been doing in both the visual and performing arts as well as academics. Let's take a look at what we do here at Satchel Ford on the 100th day of school.
Granny lives in the woods, and when she wasn't looking, the wood socket and tried.
Today we're celebrating our 100th day, and all the students are rotating among all the classrooms to do an activity where the theme is the 100th day of school. They created themselves being 100 years old, and they finished the sentence. When I am 100 years old, I will walk with a cane, have gray hair, have wrinkles, etc. We try to have open-ended activities where they can be creative and use their imagination as opposed to right or wrong answers.
So this morning, our kindergartners, it's the 100th day of school, and they were doing a fashion show. So in our math curriculum, we obviously talked about the number 100 a lot. They're learning to count by 5s and 10s and 1s to 100, learning a lot about it. A couple of the kind of arts projects we've done that have been is one, their fashion show. They got to create a shirt, a necklace, a cape, something to show off the number 100. In the classroom, they've also been creating pictures with 100 objects and singing some songs all about the number 100. In the classroom, you saw the children deep into a bird study. Some of them were working on tracing skills, which transfer really into our writing. Some of them were doing just art projects in general. Some of them were using their hands to be very creative with that. So everything I do in our classroom feels like it embodies the ABC model, and we really tap into our arts teachers a lot for ideas. A lot of things we learn through song or through poetry, which I think ties in nicely to what Mr. Vaughn and Mr. Day do at our school. I tap into Miss Patty Derrick, our art teacher, a lot for ideas for creativity. You can see some of their work even in the hallway is very arts-based. I feel like a lot of those skills that they learn in the arts world transfers really nicely into the classroom.
And this is Miss Miller's Science and Social Studies class. And we are creating comic books using our knowledge of the 4 spheres.
To show off what we're learning about Earth systems, they had to choose a superhero and come up with superhero powers that interact with the 4 spheres that we are studying. So in 5th grade, we do a lot of arts projects. So some that we've done this year were the radio advertisements.
We did a 1920s commercial about different products. We learned how many kinds of inventions there were in the 1920s that were being made. I think that doing hands-on like that is way better for learning, in my opinion, than it is sitting at a desk while your teacher's talking.
It's definitely their favorite part. At the end of the year, usually when we ask them like what they enjoyed most about 5th grade, it's usually one of these projects that we've done.
So I think it helps me because I get to do something that I enjoy, which is drawing and sketching things out.
We're an arts-focused school rather than arts integrated, so sometimes we chat with teachers and think, how can we bring some of the things they do into our classroom and some of the things we do into their classroom. And one of the things we did last year was have multiplication flashcards, and we created a little baseball game. So one of the things we did with that is we held it up, if they get it correct, they moved to the next base, and then we kind of added the art element into it. So if they got it correct, they had to act out a particular tableau. It's a good way to kind of bring it and make it a fun way of learning, and it makes the children want to get the correct answer, so they strive a little bit harder and study the cards before we play the game. But let me talk a little bit about Art Fest at Satchel Ford. It's kind of unique to Satchel Ford. And what Art Fest is that all the students for one day are kind of involved in arts, and they kind of rotate around and do different things. So they may spend an hour with a choreographer, and last year we had a hip hop dancer from Irmo. And then they may move to an artist to learn a particular style. We did the indigo dyeing last year. This year we're actually featuring a cast member from the Broadway musical Wicked. And the kids will get an opportunity to do a little acting class with that performer. Our motto has been that every kid can be a star, so we try to focus on every kid getting an opportunity, whether not just a select group of kids, not just an audition where you have 10 kids that are the lead and everyone else is just kind of there. So something that includes every child.
At Satchel Ford, we believe every kid can be a star. So we do grade level plays with all 6 grade levels, starting at kindergarten all the way through 5th grade. We believe that this helps children become more outgoing. It gets them up in front of people and they become better speakers, movers.
So about 2 months before they perform, we start to gather and combine in the music room with music, drama, and dance. First learning the music, and then really diving into what their show is going to be about.
So currently we are working on a 3rd grade play, and they are singing songs from Disney movies. The kids love it. You can feel the energy when they're singing it because I think they really enjoy the songs, which makes a huge difference when you get for participation purposes.
Lots of great classics that we grew up with, some that their parents definitely will know, even their grandparents. And so it's just been a really nice treat to see the energy and the joy that they bring to the rehearsal process. And it's always a nice treat for us to just sing some Disney songs together.
In dance, we learn how to move our bodies in all different kinds of ways. Currently, my intern is teaching locomotor, non-locomotor movements and how they can create dances using those movements. So what makes Satchel Ford unique is that we are the only school that provides an elementary dance program. We use ABC funds to pay for our dance program and also some grant funds from the South Carolina Department of Education. We feel it's very important to include dance in our related arts rotation. We also have theater and music, visual art, and PE and Spanish.
Movement and songs are like the key in my class for them to recall the vocabulary every time we're going to use them. It allows them to move in the classroom with a purpose, and it's also on topics. It covers several things in the class that help me with motivation and discipline.
So I teach all subjects, ELA, math, science, and social studies. And I really like to integrate music into the classroom. I like to write songs. I've written songs for different math concepts, for example, rounding. And we like to sing those in order to get good grasp on the concepts in a fun way. 7 or 8 years ago, the 2nd grade team, when I was teaching 2nd grade here, we started the farm at Satchel Ford. We hatched our first round of chicken eggs in the classrooms with incubators. We had a couple sets for the grade level, so the kids kind of shared between the classrooms. And we watched the process of the life cycle from egg to chicken. And then we were able to keep part of those chickens to start our farm here. Each classroom, we have our own incubators now, so we're able to hatch 6 sets of eggs each year in the spring. And that comes from the Clemson 4-H extension. They help us out with that. In the classroom, we illustrate each step of the process from egg to chicken. We observe the eggs throughout the process with flashlights. We look at how they're developing on the inside. We sketch what they look like at each stage of development. We do lots of drawing, lots of illustrating. For example, this morning, it's the 100th day of school. So we made posters in math class of different rectangles and squares with an area of 100 square units, because that's what we're studying right now. And they were able to illustrate those, design their posters how they wanted to, and showcase their knowledge of math in a creative way.
Thanks for stopping by. We hope you had a great time. This is Satchel Ford Elementary School, where every kid can be a star. If you have any questions or would like to see more, please feel free to stop by the school or give us a call or drop us an email.